Welcome to Shorty's SuperCoach, and we're going podcast style today, and we've got our good friend Langers along for the ride. What's going on, mate?
Daniel,
Nice to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, well, most of the time, but how are you, mate? You got the team up and running. I just thought we'd talk casually about a bit of SuperCoach today.
Look, I thought I was falling a bit behind because I haven't really done a lot of research. I've been quite preoccupied, but I've put a team together. I've done a little bit of looking around, but it's summer when SuperCoach, Shorty's voice is playing through your ears on YouTube, and
Well, the tennis is done, mate. The cricket's done, which you must be disappointed about.
No, wonderful tennis this summer. Wonderful Australian Open.
It was one of the best, I thought.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good stories.
Yeah.
I was super stoked with that.
Yeah. Barty,
Nick Kyrgios.
the cock. It was all happening.
It was awesome. It's like the Olympics as well. Really good around the Olympics.
Yeah,
and the
we need
Australian
some big
Open,
sporting events to just get us going.
And obviously been getting around the AFLW, which has been really good. I think it's been a really good year for the dub as well. So,
yeah, starting to get a bit more positive rap.
Yeah,
I feel in the
just positive rap. I think it's just been accepted this year. Like just whatever, people are watching it. If they don't want to watch it, fine. If you want to watch it, cool. No biggie. It's just footy. So
yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
like VFL.
I think people so often love to jump in negatively. It's like they're so eager to kind of put it down is sort of something that I feel is going or happening less and less. Yeah, which is
good.
A
lot of the comments, I guess, were negatively criticising the whole league recently, but this year I felt it's a lot of constructive criticism, which just means it's being accepted, which is good.
Yeah.
But the
finding
AFL,
its feet.
Yeah, definitely. The AFL's back soon, which is what we're here to talk about, and it's going to be a spicy season. I think it's only like 40 days away from actually starting.
There's a bit going on with SuperCoach. There's a lot happening. I don't know.
Really got my head around it, to be
honestly,
honest.
I feel like, I don't know. It's probably the same every year, but there just is a lot going on in terms of decisions to make already. I feel like it's crazy, but I want to take a little bit of a look at your side, and we'll just casually chat, Sure. But I think I wouldn't mind hearing, a bit of a lock from each position, and maybe not quite a bolter, but someone who's been good across each position, but could maybe jump into the top 6 to 8 this year. So we might leave that to later, but let's just take a look at Langer's team. And as you know, Shorty's not really putting in a team just yet, trying to
like that tactic
hold his discipline and see how we go.
I'm trying to adopt something similar because every year I put a team because I think it's really good, and then I make a lot of changes and end up changing things for the negative, which I don't appreciate. But I
honestly find I've actually found it brilliant, like a relief. I'm not thinking about, I really need to bring him in, but I got to rustle around someone in my...
You know what they say, Daniel? Worrying only makes you suffer twice. I don't know who says that.
It's the wisdom that you bring to this show. It really is.
There's a lot of other stuff I bring to the show.
Yeah,
honest, so
I didn't expect you to do the show naked.
Yeah, good thing it's a podcast version. Firstly, I'm super happy that I've spread my premiums evenly over each department. It's the first year I've had 5 midfield primos. I normally will only have 4, sometimes even 3.
Big juicy midfield.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where I've just been copping hits left, right and centre the last few years. So starting from the back line, Jake Lloyd,
tasty,
Jack Crisp, James Sicily. I think
Jimbo at D3.
D3. And obviously I'll send you the screenshot later so you can have my team up as we're talking about it, so people can see. But then I've got Leek Alir, Sam De Koning, Will Gould. Is he real? I don't know.
It doesn't exist.
Might as well be Will Gould because he's a ghost. He doesn't exist. You can't see him.
He's a February lock. Yeah, absolutely. Every year. Absolutely. It's time. Surely. I saw an article.
And then Charlie Dean and whoever Kay Warner is. There's obviously some rookies. There's not going to be.
Well, they'll show themselves in good time,
In regards to rookies, I think Charlie Dean I think Roughhead has an injury, and I think there was another big injury for the Pies in the defence department, but Charlie Dean was a
mature
rookie pick.
age?
He's mature age. You know how much I love my mature age rookie picks. But he should get some games early. Sam De Koning has been lighting the cats up. Got a big rap from Josh Jenkins.
He's an enormous lock.
He's an enormous man.
Yeah, he's a big unit, flowing hair, just a gorgeous specimen. But I really do think he can play. I've mentioned him a few times. You love him. most people would probably be like, oh, he's trying out in the ruck. He's debuted as a forward.
Yep.
No, this bloke's going to lock himself
He
down.
might not be an
centre-half-back,
on-field
perhaps.
lock, but he'll play most weeks and get some points and just be a slow burn in your...
Got a Jordan Butts feel to me. He'll get...
Big, juicy Jordan Butts.
He'll get some weeks where more intercepts, and then you'll have weeks where just a tall young defender just doesn't happen for him. He gets the old 40.
He's an absolute athletic specimen, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up playing ruck at some point. And they just released the Cats. John Segler had a knee clean out, so
okay.
I don't think there was any time frame when he was out, but I think he's still hopeful for round one. But if he was out, that might be Blitz playing more ruck, and then maybe Sam drops in there as a taller player.
Yeah, that's true.
Lika Lear, high draft pick. I think that speaks for itself. I think he'll get games early. Bit of turnover at the Giants this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it is hot for spots, but
for sure.
Yeah.
Onto the midfield. My 5 premiums are Jack McRae, Jack Steele, Clayton Oliver, Sam Walsh, and Joshua W. Kelly.
Joshy Kelly.
Yeah. He's in. He's in, mate.
Let me just say that's a big dog midfield.
Thank you.
Honestly, in a few guys that I've been thinking about, I was like, geez, I was thinking a couple of, but that's 4 big fellas, and why mess around? Don't stuff around. Just get the big dogs.
Like I said, every year I've been mucked around I've always missed 1 or 2 just big midfield scoring. Jack Steele, captain of the Saints, will probably lead him to a flag in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Big call. He'll probably win the Brownlow next year. He's my early Brownlow tip.
26 touches, 12 tackles every week. It's just what he does. Yeah.
Beautiful man.
Yeah.
Lovely specimen.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Clayton Oliver.
Yeah.
I've just gone those big ball winning midfielders. I probably would have liked to have Took Miller in, but still can't really guarantee what Gold Coast are going to do.
Honestly, I'm content with not going with Took. I mean, he's done it once.
If he does it again, I'll be happy to get him in later in the year, but he's a bit pricey at the moment for question mark. Jason Horn-Francis in my 6th midfield spot. Jack Carroll, he's just in there. Now another big name from the Cats, Cooper Stevens.
Don't want to sound Geelong biased, but genuinely, DeConning and Stevens, they're going to be fantastic picks. Yeah. They really will be. They'll get opportunity this year.
I think Cooper Stevens could be a Sam Walsh. She's a massive call. It's a massive call.
Langus has come in with his pants off and drop an absolute headlines.
He hasn't played at any level, but he's
got a fair rig on him.
Oh, well, we knew
that's
that
all he's known
one.
for at the moment.
Third year in the industry.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to explode. He's had a few injuries, even had a bit of a niggle earlier this pre-season, but I think he's good to go now. This is all speculative, of course, but
can I just talk me through Josh Kelly? Because what happened to old Shorty last year. Started with him. I love Josh, but he was thrown around sort of on a flank, sometimes wing. When he's in the middle, he is juicy. Just walk me through.
Daniel, with Toby Green's omission, Tim Taranto will be playing that forward role. So there's one less elite midfielder he has to compete with in the forward line. And I think they realised way too late last year that Tom Green needs to play inside mid and Josh Kelly needs to play outside mid. So I think they're going to pull the trigger on that because they've got 6 weeks of pretty much best forward in the league.
Is he out for the first 5?
5 weeks,
6?
sorry.
5 weeks.
5. Still a long time. He's
at
a decent price. There wasn't a lot of... At 580, he's not a premium priced midfielder, and he's not just like a general 530k midfielder, and I feel like it's a good happy medium. If it goes wrong, I can easily jump up to a bigger premium. If it goes right, then great for me. And he's going to play really well. So that's just my initial thoughts. But there's not a lot of guys around him that
my love for Josh Kelly. I must admit I'm having a little bit of PTSD. When a player gets you like that? The 2 guys I would mention that are on my thought process around that, Andy Brayshaw and P. Dangerfield.
P. Diddy Dangerfield.
And I'm genuine on this.
Yeah.
I really do feel like he will average 110.
Okay, wow. So, that's over his injury issues?
Yeah.
Yep.
If he's fit and firing,
Geelong
is still gunning for that premiership.
Yep.
He's the main guy in there.
Yep.
Just felt like there were some injury-affected games last year. And even when he came back, wasn't fully at his best. We saw a few 80s and 90s. Just didn't look the Pat of old.
The Pat.
But yeah, Andy Brayshaw is... I want to start him, But
He's a bit of the Took Millers for
yeah.
me. Just not. I want that absolute guaranteed
no
scoring.
Lockie Neal for you?
No Lockie Neal.
Yeah, just
Lockie
in the... I mean, some would just say, look, he's a bloke who's up and running, back, fit and firing at a discount, but not for you?
I'll have to assess the community series.
Yeah.
And the only move I'd probably make in my midfield would be Kelly to a Lockie Neal or a like. But, yep. That's my
That's
reasoning.
fair. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Other than the rookies, obviously. But to
Yeah.
finish off the bench, Bailey Laurie, Ned Long are just the randoms. Greg Clark is the mature age midfielder for
The oldest
the
24-year-old sounding person in the world. Hey, Greg.
Gregory Clarkinson. He'll be getting games for the Eagles, I think. They're almost... They're in a spot of
shot,
bother, the
man.
Eagles.
Yeah,
they're in
they are
a
in
spot
strife.
of bother.
They're just old
Shuey,
and,
Hammy, big Hammy.
Yo, I feel like he's just... Anything could go on him at any moment.
They're in a spot of bother. The rucks, Daniel. It's been a controversial...
Trauma. Real trauma.
Sam Draper's just like standing above your bed at night. Like with a gun
Sammy
to your
Draper
head.
just haunts me
I reckon
every
if you
night
didn't
of
get
my
injured,
life.
that would have gone not as bad. I reckon
Yeah,
you've been
look,
getting 80s and
there were a
90s,
lot of
but
what ifs last year, mate.
There was. Last year was rough. But
Oh, yeah.
Brody Grundy, Sean Darcy.
Yeah,
I
hello.
told you last year.
Yeah, you did.
That would be my locked.
Yeah.
Darcy just turned into almost the number one ruck last year, except for finals. Obviously, Gawn was incredible, but I think Luke Jackson is just going to be taking points off Gawn. He's not going to be kicking 5 against Geelong every week. Gawn.
What a memory.
Just a nice memory for you there.
Good point, though.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I mean, we love Gawn. I was even reading an article from, I think it's Emma Chalice or Emily Chalice, the mum that won it last year, actually.
SuperCoach Mama.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
And she was even saying, you know, I feel like maybe the Gawn and Grundy era
It's done.
is done.
It's done.
Because I think year after year, most people, not me, maybe that's why I've butchered this great old game for years now, but have gone that combination. Maybe it's time to move on. I do think Grundy represents like a smidgen of value, if that's possible.
Yeah.
And with no hub life will be even better.
Yeah, and I think Darcy's just a premium player
Yeah.
in the AFL in general now. So just got a random ruck forward on the bench in the forward line. So
Probably is it Hayes from Port
I
Adelaide?
think Sam Hayes was
He'll
the ruck
definitely
forward
like
option.
see how it goes, but
Yeah.
he'll definitely be a guy that. But shit, you can iron out those rookie guys anytime you like.
Yeah, as long as it's a ruck or a forward.
Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of the rookie research will happen in the community series. But
Now, Jake, can I interest you in Braden Bruce?
no,
Whoa! Shit.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Big dog. He's around 200k.
He was a big dog last year too,
Yeah.
and he didn't even play. So
Exploded his pec though in the gym.
He did explode
Big
his pec. So I just nah.
You wouldn't.
Not for me.
Is that a philosophy thing? Just set and forget, or
I've got Darcy and Grundy. If one of them get injured, I'd happily go down to Bruce if he was performing well, and then put that money towards a premium in another department.
you
Department,
watch
not
me
position.
pick Bruce and him get injured in round 4?
Don't pick him then. He's the Sam Draper of 2022.
No, I don't want to. I really don't. But
I think that's a pretty clear combination that people are going this year. You can still go Gawn, but I think you can almost go Jackson as a ruck forward, as an F3 or 4. You might even pop him in early.
Rowan Marshall is unders.
Yes, he is. How much is he approximately?
Because he had a few injuries last year, which just
5.36. Yeah.
slide him up. But the thing with him,
I've never been on the Marshall train.
Yeah.
Marshall station.
take it up the warm ponds. The thing is, you got like Gawn, Grundy, and Darcy now, like clearly far better than basically any other ruck. So that's something to consider. That even if you do go Marshall, he's probably going to be a good pick, get your triple figure average, but still probably going to be 10 or 15 points off some of these guys. So that is something to just
take into
think
account.
about as you lie in bed, Jake.
I think a lot of things lying in bed. Onto the forward line.
Yeah.
I'm super happy with my forward line. Actually really happy with it. Last year and the year before was just shocking for forwards.
Yes.
Shocking.
Sam Menegola over Tim Kelly.
That hurts me so bad. That hurts me so bad.
We're digging up some wounds today. Yeah. It's one of those ones that in hindsight is a howler. But at the time, it really wasn't. It was 50-50.
Kane Lambert.
Oh! Kane Lemon.
That year killed me in the forward line.
Oh my god! Yeah, the forward line is tough. I feel like the defenders are pretty reliable.
They're fine.
Blah blah
They
blah. Mids and mids, whatever. The forward line can just really knock you around.
So, Josh Dunkley
Mm-hmm.
in. The next man I had him picked as soon as I found out he was dual position, Mitch Duncan.
Yep.
F3, Adam Treloar.
Wow.
Forward
Interesting. Yep.
F4, let's call him Sam. Stephen Canelio. I think at that price and the scoring history he has, I'd be taking Canelio over Rayner.
Yeah.
And then I've got Will Kelly in at F5.
Yeah.
He'll
What's he at?
finally.
He's 123.
He's a bargain, but mate, he should have been playing for 3 full years, and he's had shocking injuries every year. But he will score really well. Elijah Hollins
is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
he's got
he'll
get opportunity now.
Yeah, and then the bench is just 2 random rookies. But I'm super happy with how my forward line is.
I've got some questions here. So, just briefly, Dunkley, do you have any super popular?
Yep.
Do you need any convincing that he's back in the centre bounce all the time? Do you just put down to the second half of last year that he sort of came back? And does Bevo give you any anxious nights with what he can do?
No.
Full confidence?
No, pretty much not all Bulldogs players, but these ones I'm happy with. I haven't picked Bont.
We'll talk about Dunkley simple. Let's talk about Treloar.
I just think the role he'll be playing as that just general mid forward will be enough for 90s out of him.
Yeah.
And I think he had a good year and he was injured. So the games he did play, I think if you take out one of his injury affected games, he was averaging quite well.
Because I feel like his role did change to a bit more receiver type outside run. Like we saw those goals as opposed to Collingwood where he was...
Yeah.
He and Pendlebury were, your inside mid guys, and as Taylor Adams and Sidebottom sort of chipped in.
So,
I must admit, I've got some concerns over starting Treloar.
Yeah, that's absolutely...
And that's why it's difference of opinion, which is what makes it great.
Do you want to fight or...
About to throw hands here. Does his injuries concern you? Someone banging on the door outside there, Joe?
It's just the dog violently...
Is that the dog?
Yeah, just violently wagging its tail.
Oh my god.
You not do that.
Hello, dog. That was wild.
That was... so just on Adam Treloar.
Yes.
He was scoring 100 and teens throughout the year, and he had some lower... There's a 45 in there, then he didn't play for a bit. But in the 3 finals he played, I believe he averaged 109. He had 130, had a 90-something, then another 100 and whatnot.
Can you type in Adam Treloar footy wire?
I want to
see his clearance stats because
footy wire.
He's added some goals to his game. I feel.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to. I just worry is he pushed out a bit with so many doggies in there? But you're right. He scores well. He just does.
Just got to wait for the internet.
Yeah, good internet. That's fine. No, we'll talk amongst ourselves. But no, Zach Butters. You love Butters. Zachy Butters.
Do I love Butters?
Oh, I thought so.
I love butter on my toast, but not on my SuperCoach team.
Butter on my toast. Never been a butter on the toast guy. Fun fact, actually.
He's probably the one that is that swinging one, and also have to assess. But yeah, I didn't.
Nothing wrong with swinging. Nothing wrong with that.
I'll have to just keep an eye on that one. I'm pretty locked on Treloar, to be honest.
Yeah, shit. I actually didn't see that coming, but I respect your opinion, Jake.
I respect
you as a man.
Some things that you do also.
Some things.
Yep.
You want to vape?
It's just going off the rails.
I don't vape. I don't vape. I do not encourage that behaviour.
Yeah, I'm pretty solid on the Treloar thing. The Butters, another one that I have to watch. But in general... No. I'm done with that. Done with that. Done with all that knocking around. No mid-prices in my team, except for Canelio, because I think he's... I give myself one a year to look at.
This site can't be reached.
It's just my internet, so we'll just cancel that.
All right.
Should have come prepared.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
Without having the numbers to back it up, I feel as if his clearance numbers dropped off from his Collingwood days because of position. Yeah.
Yep.
But as you say, he is a capable footballer that can score in any which way. But yeah, the forward line will be super interesting, mate. Yep. Honestly, I think Canelio, I totally agree with you. I probably only need to see a smidgen of midfield time from him, and he's straight in there because I just don't see him. I still think he's a mid.
Yeah, well, again,
Fully fit.
Hopefully that Green out, Taranto goes forward, Tom Green goes into the absolute inside mid, Kelly outside mid, and Canilo's just general mid. If he's playing general mid, he's probably good for an 80.
Because if you look at the centre bounce attendances, there's generally 4 guys, sometimes 5, that get 10 plus. It's just the nature of it. So you need to be involved in that, and I'd imagine you've got Taranto when he's back, or not. Sorry, Taranto. Maybe when Green's back, playing, depending on the position.
Yep.
You've got Tom Green, you've got Jacob Hopper, you've got Josh Kelly. And look, will our next one be Canelio? Will he be a guy that just gets 5 to 10 centre bounce? It'll be really interesting to see. Either way, I think he's probably relevant.
He even plays with Aiden Core leaving. What if we see Canelio just doing a bit of a Dyson Heppel, Jack Siebel, just half-back sort of operator?
I don't see his aerial ability, but I probably didn't.
His disposal, kicking?
Maybe it's definitely not good as Heppel's. Honestly, I didn't think Jack Siebel was a good kick, and didn't seem to matter.
No.
He used to be the butcher.
Yeah.
And he just seemed to be way more composed down back.
But that's one of those things you'd want to watch. Those, and we only got one pre-season game last year. You want to look for those positional changes that are like, hello.
Yeah, I do really think that Rayner is super saucy as well.
Well, he is. But
if he gets some serious midfield time, could be a chance. But yeah, I agree with you. I think at the moment, I probably want to start 2 of Dunkley, Duncan, and Taranto.
Dunkin' Donuts.
And you raise a very good point about Taranto and Green, one that I had not thought of, which has probably answered my question today. And that's why we talk.
This is why you pay me the big bucks.
It is. You'll have your check in the mail.
Thanks. As for just per position, someone who I think will be good for general SuperCoach, that's probably where I haven't done as much research as I would have liked to for this podcast.
That's right.
Thank you for giving me that warning
4 minutes
before
notice.
we started recording the podcast.
It's a casual chat.
Just off the top of my head.
Oh, you okay?
Sorry, I was just getting really emotional.
It's an emotional game.
Breakout in the back line. Actually, I've got a really good one. Will Day from Hawthorn.
Nice.
Might be a draft option, but I reckon he'll be awesome. With Sicily back, he'll have to stop being that just pure intercept guy he had to be at some stages. And I think he can start really running off half back. He's an absolute broomstick, but he was awesome. He's so impressive. He impressed me a lot. For the Hawthorn Football Club.
Yeah, I think he's very much in that category, and I think even they're not. They say underpriced premiums. Am I keeping you up, mate?
No, sorry, mate. Just yawning.
Jesus. Caleb Daniel and Lockie Whitfield.
Khalib
Daniel.
To be honest,
Daniel Medvedev. Look at me.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. James Sicily was Lockie Whitfield. Small cat.
Small cat.
James Sicily was Lockie Whitfield about 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I just think Sicily can have more bang for the buck with that marking.
That's fair.
Be careful with that.
What about, say, in the midfield? Do you just want to keep that plain and simple? While I look at your side, 2 primos in the back, 5 in the mid.
Well,
2,
is James Sicily not a primo?
Well, sorry.
Would you class him as a premium player?
No, you're good. I was thinking price rise, but you're right. We can count Sicily as a premium. 8, 10,
value premium,
and then 3 in the forward line. So to have 13 legitimate options as premiums.
That's normally where you want to be. Like
12, 13. You definitely want to be anywhere from 11 to 13. And 11, if you're at 11, you're probably taking a few more punts elsewhere. That was punt.
Midfield's hard, to be honest. There's so many. I'm just trying to think.
Nicky Dacos. Rather go Horn Francis.
No, I think honestly Cooper Stevens. Like I said, he could be anything.
Yeah,
which is saying a lot.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm sure there are people that I think will take the leap, similar to what Aaron Hall did last year. I just wouldn't be able to tell you specifically right now, but that's where I'd have to do my research, Daniel.
Yeah, I think it's best
you can't really pick sometimes.
Well, just dating back to the back line, Hunter Clark Again, I'm not saying
You love him.
pick him. I'm just saying when he's averaging 95 after 6 weeks, just let Shorty know that he was onto it. Because he's one of these ones where I'm happy to say it in a podcast. I'll take the glory if it happens, but I could never start him. You know what I mean? There's too much can go wrong if you start the dude. But I'm a massive fan. Keep him under your hat for
one
draft.
One that could explode into ultra premium. As I'm just having a skim through. Baz Lenk.
Yeah. You feel like it's at some stage going to happen. Potentially,
he's already a star, but like in terms of SuperCoach premium, could he go from the 470 he is now to 600 plus?
I mean, I would never say no.
He's 600 plus on the dance floor.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I mean, I'd buy him a drink.
I'd buy him too.
Yeah. Well, you never know where that can take you. Take your pants off. This podcast has gone out of control.
This is the content that they look for.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah, midfield definitely. I kind of get the sense that at some stage he will. He 100% will. Maybe he needs like the dog's bat's so deep.
I know.
So it's not to say that he won't get opportunity, but some days it'll just the ball will go Libba's way more and go Bonsway's more and go McRae, Hunter, Dunkley, Treloar. You know, you can name them as quick as you like. But no, I definitely agree. I'm massive on Andy Brayshaw. I'm so tempted. I just feel like he's at 107, and a lot of that was off the back of his 190. I know you can't chop and change certain scores because they are what they are, and average is what it is. But
in the same vein, Adam Chera at the Blues.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see.
There's a lot of just asterisks that I've got to look at.
And who would have ever thought we'd see Paddy Cripps at this price?
I'm going to say Paddy Dow then. I was like, don't remind me. Yeah, Cripper.
But you couldn't start him, could you?
He's
I think you talked me out of that a couple of months ago. Yeah. You said, sure, just calm down, mate. Just move on. If he
took that photo of him in lawn.
Paddy, can I get a photo?
Transferal of negative
oh my
energy.
God, it's Shorty the Grim Reaper. You
need to see him again. You know, what was that movie, Just My Luck, with Lindsay Lohan? You know,
oh, really?
She goes to kiss the bloke, and like
I think
she gives his good luck to him, and then she gets the bad luck. Yeah. And then she's like wondering, and then at the end of the movie, he kisses her back, and then she gets the luck back. She like
maybe we should have a movie night, Jake.
Well, you need to go find Paddy Cripps and get another picture with him so you can transfer the luck back to him, or kiss him, or know, whatever.
Yeah. His girlfriend took the photo, actually.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
For the ruck line,
yes,
I don't think there's any big ones that will jump out other than Jackson that I mentioned before. He could turn into a premium just as a ruckman, but he's forward eligible, so he could be a F5, F6 down the line.
So he's one.
He's one.
So Luke Jackson is the cool kid at school, right? Everyone loves him. They think he's going to explode one day. He'll be a premium. Here's the nerd, the guy that not everyone likes, Tim English.
Who gets... Oh, well, he isn't... Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It seems like Beveridge hates him.
He's a nerd?
No, in terms of the analogy that I feel like Jackson gets so much love and we look at him optimistically.
Yeah.
I feel like English...
Is Steph Martin still at the Dogs?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and that's the thing. But English... Say Steph Martin goes down for 8 to 12 weeks for whatever reason. You know, he's deadlifting too much or something like that. But I just feel like English doesn't get enough love. You know, he's hurt us before and we just never talk about it. He's hurt before. Talking up all pre-season, 63, 68. Get rid of this bastard. 110, 120, 145, 18, 204.
That hurt.
Didn't Chook say something? Didn't Chook get him in draft? He's like, oh, good pick, Shorty. Thanks for giving me English. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's painful. That's like when I got rid of Caleb Daniel and you were just like, yoink.
Yeah.
He scored 19 against you and then you got him back.
That's right.
And he scored like 140 or something against me when you had him.
Yeah. What did Chook do with Clayton Oliver the other year? It was extremely funny.
No, he just didn't pick Clayton Oliver and said like, oh, he's not good or something. And then he got like 170, 140, 130.
That's right. But I reckon he was trading in between two guys. He's like, oh, I don't think Clayton Oliver's consistent enough or something. I'm not sure.
He had a funny comment.
It was funny.
And he had a laugh about it, which was funny.
Yeah.
But
how are we tracking time-wise?
We're just on half an hour.
We might wrap it up soon.
Yeah, I've got to get ready for this dinner we're about to go to.
Yeah, true. Time's getting away from us. I didn't realise. But
good thing my pants are already off, so I can get dressed straight away. So
Well, we'll just quickly wrap it up.
Sure.
I did want to touch a little on the forward line. I do think it's quite interesting, but I really think, like you're saying, get a couple of those big fellas in there.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, Heaney and Butters, I'm sorry. Everyone told me that Petrarca would never make it, and he did. He did, mate.
It's Petra.
But that's what everyone said. Oh, you can't pick Petrarca. He does this, he does that.
Was that the year you got him in the forward line?
No. Oh no, I did start with him once, and he averaged like 82. But
That's all right.
you know, I'm telling you, Heaney is too good to just waltz around in the 80s to low 90s through his whole career.
He's going to be a forward player for the rest of his life.
Why? Franklin, Logan McDonald.
Yeah, well, that's
Pap.
that's just how they do it. They've got too many good mids. They got Florent. They got Dylan Stevens.
He will average 100 one year.
They got James Rowbottom.
He
will average 100 because he'll play 3
100
games, score a 150, a 90, and an 80.
All right, he
and
will
then get injured for the
average
rest of the year.
100 over more than 16 games 1 year.
16 or 10?
16. Oh,
I believe he will, but until I see it, I can't pick him. He's killed me too many times. He's killed you too many times.
I know. And I say that a little bit in jest, because when it does come down to it, someone commented somewhere, I'd rather be...
There's been many comments.
I'd rather... They said, I'd rather not start him and be wrong.
Yeah.
And maybe pick him up at some point than start him and be suffering with that potentially.
He killed my
again.
year last year.
Yeah.
In the buys.
Yeah.
And he scored like a 93 or something. He looked back, he kicked like 4 against St Kilda, I think, up against or Carlton maybe. Traded him in the middle buy, low on trades, and I thought, this is going to be like my move. Was scored like 20 or 30 the next week, and then was out inched. I was like, well, I've got 3 trades left after the buys. Thanks, Isaac.
Wow.
Killed
now,
me. I should have just not. Would have been better than not.
Let's finish on 2 Tigers.
Sure.
How crazy is it that Dustin Martin is in the forward line and we go about a SuperCoach podcast and don't give him the time of day? Not worth it? Done and dusted? Shocking pre-season?
I'd have to see what his pre-season does. But
the thing is, mate, I reckon he's lighter. I reckon he's going to get more midfield time.
Well, I'd have to see what happens. For his price, it's absolutely... Like, I could easily put Treloar out and put...
Imagine if Dustin Martin was a point of difference.
Yeah.
And I'll just finish with Shea Bolton.
Cool.
Really think
Good
that... Again, not going to start him, but keep him in mind for SuperCoach draft. I really think his numbers are going to increase.
Well, he could be an absolute option in the forward line for sure.
I just think he's been...
forward?
Yeah, he's forward. He's just been waiting behind the likes of Lambert, Edwards, Kocher and Martin to an extent. All these...
Yeah, I think he'll take over. Dusty, absolutely. Yeah, he's still in his prime. I think we've just had that cloud of that injury.
Yeah, which is very, very fair.
Yeah,
but
would hurt.
Look, thanks very much for joining me, Langus.
Mate.
It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Thank
You're
you.
looking great.
Thank you. Next time, at least put a mankini on. But hey, you been working out?
No, I mean, eating a lot.
Jesus. But look, thanks for joining us, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast arrangement. We'll be back with some videos pretty soon.
Do you have a Patreon? Or?
I will kill you. I'll knock you out, boy.
That's the worst.
Like and subscribe.
No, I'm keen to get into this year.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, I'll probably try and be a bit more consistent, but just with how often I can come onto your show.
Please do.
Obviously, the podcast will
Doors
be back
always
as well.
open.
AFL Unlimited.
AFL Unlimited. Check it out. 4 lads talking footy.
That's how it is.
That's what we do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And
no worries,
we'll catch
mate.
up at some point.
Sounds
with some
good.
More research.
I'll see you at dinner.
Oh, cool. See you in
man.
20 minutes.
Yeah.